Welcome to the professional guide to installing edge sinks into laminate worktops. Remove the sink from the box, inspect it for damage. Check the integrity of the rim and the bowl for any shipping damage or flaws. If there's any damage, call your edge sink distributor immediately. Measure the size of the rim on the sink. Create the channel 1 to 2 millimeters bigger than the rim on the sink, leaving enough space for the sink to fit comfortably. After writing the file on your CNC machine, proceed to routing the channel from the back of the laminate worktop. Save your file for the next edge sink installation. When machining into the back of the worktop, cut as close to the laminate as possible. You may even touch the laminate at the highest point. The closer you are to the laminate, the less surplus core material will have to be removed later. With heavy gauge laminates, it is possible to remove all the core material on the machine bed. With the machining of the worktop complete, we are now ready to install the edge sink. Place the worktop on a flat bed and clamp. This is important to ensure support for the laminate when cleaning out. Spray a solvent, lacquer thinners or acetone into the channel. Spray on the inside of the channel and let the solvent soak outwards. Avoid letting the solvent soak into the outer edge, as this can cause delamination or swell the worktop. After a few minutes, the solvent will have softened the adhesive on the back of the laminate, and removing the excess particle board becomes easy. Remove the excess particle board using a wood chisel. Worktop manufacturers use various adhesives, so the penetration time may vary. Drill a pilot hole in one or all corners of the laminate to prepare for moving the centre. Remove the clamps and flip the worktop over. Using a laminate trimmer, remove the centre of the worktop. Depending on the equipment available, you may decide to complete this process on the CNC bed. Flip the worktop face side down, ensuring the surfaces are clear of dust and grit. Clamp the worktop to the flat bed. Give the back of the laminate a final sanding to ensure a clean surface. Clean the area of bonding on the back of the laminate and the rim of the sink with methylated spirits using a clean white cloth. Use a seam adhesive colour matched to the core of the laminate. Most laminates are made from a dark brown graph paper. Purging of the tube is important to ensure both the catalyst and the adhesive are dispensing correctly. Apply a generous even bead of seam adhesive around the perimeter of the sink, about 6 to 8 millimeters wide, slightly closer to the inside edge of the sink, as we require excess adhesive to ooze out all around the inside edge. Apply a generous bead of seam adhesive to the outer sidewall of the worktop. Place the sink in position and press firmly down, bedding the sink into the adhesive. Place a weight of about 8 to 10 kilograms on the top of the bowl. When fitting a double bowl sink, place 8 to 10 kilograms on each bowl. Fill the remaining cavity between the sink rim and the worktop core with seam adhesive. Here you can see the adhesive oozing out on the inside edge of the sink. When the adhesive is cured, normally between 35 to 45 minutes, remove the clamps and flip the worktop. We're using a 10-degree router bit with a plastic oversized bearing to machine the laminate back to the steel line. The router bit is fitted with a plastic bearing to prevent marking the sidewall of the sink. Set the depth of the router bit so that the bearing is running just below the bottom of the excess seam adhesive that has oozed out. Set the depth stop on the router. Make a pass around the perimeter of the sink, running the bearing on the sidewall of the sink. Our goal is to trim the laminate as close to the stainless steel sidewall as possible without touching the steel with the router bit. Once we break the adhesive joint, the excess material will peel away. If the router bit has not broken the adhesive line all around the sink, you can use a sanding block to complete breaking the adhesive line. Be careful not to mark the side wall of the sink when sanding. For the corners, use a round object wrapped with sandpaper. When all excess material is removed, use a fine sandpaper to final polish the edge of the laminate. If you mark or scratch the sink wall when sanding, use a 3M maroon Scotch-Brite pad or a 180 grit flap wheel to repair it, always running straight and parallel with the brush of the steel. We recommend additional under support for the sink. There are various options. In this case, we have machined an extra step in the back of the worktop to incorporate plywood cleats which can be glued and pinned in position to give that extra support to the sink. Not only does the edge sink look well in laminate, it's also strong and robust. The result? The ultimate in seamless integration. The only completely seamless stainless steel sink solution.